One of the things I gave up most probably about 25 years ago was drinking soda or pop. You know, I used to have a can of Coke all the time. But what if I told you you could enjoy your sodas with a lot less sugar and they taste so much better? Stay tuned, you're gonna find out. Welcome everybody to Brian's Table. I'm Brian Singh, and today we're gonna learn how to make ginger syrup so we can enjoy ginger soda and maybe a ginger lemonade. So let's get down to it. So one of the things I love is just the taste of ginger. And this syrup to soda only requires two ingredients, ginger and sugar. I have all the other equipment that I have here. You're gonna need some water to make the syrup. And other than that, it's just really a technique-driven dish. And if you got a soda stream, this is going to amplify your use of this particular device. So let's get down to it. So the first thing we're gonna make is we're gonna make the syrup. And the syrup is super simple. Because I wanna have enough syrup for that amount of ginger, I'm gonna use 2 cups of sugar. And to that, I'm gonna add 2 cups of water. And this would keep things, and that should be a really easy syrup. I do tend to like my syrup on the syrupier side because that means that when I put it in, it's a lot more concentrated in flavor. And you know, it takes a little bit of work to combine, but it really does dilute nicely. And just add the water. Oh, that's a fun sound. And that's what it should look like, and let's just go to the stove. We're gonna bring it to boil. And once we let it boil, we're gonna let it reduce, and it's gonna become nice and syrupy. And to that, we will make our ginger syrup. So we're gonna move over to the ginger, but let me tell you why I like this syrup so much. I really, for somebody who has wine as a focus of their YouTube channel, I actually don't drink a lot of wine. I actually drink a lot of alcohol. And one of the things I do like to have, I like to have cordials on hand, so that way I could have a fresh drink when I want. And also, it's a lovely way to use up herbs. Because when you do have a fresh syrup, adding herbs to it, like a cocktail, it's great. And this is also a great vehicle for making mocktails. One of the things, if you notice here, I am not, there's various ways to peel ginger. Some people use a spoon, some people use a peeler. I don't, because for this application, we really want to maximize the ginger flavor. And we're going to be tossing it away at the end of it because we want all of the gingery goodness in the syrup from the liquid of the ginger as well as from the flesh of the ginger. One of the little interesting stories I had was my mom, she used to love ginger lilies. And growing up, I was very fortunate to have a pool in our backyard, and my mom planted ginger lilies all around the pool. And back then, I had no idea that we could actually use those, dig them out, and there'd be ginger in the roots. So anytime you see any of those ads on TV, and there was that one with the guy getting pulled underground, coming up by the ginger plant, that was a ginger lily. And I had that right in my backyard growing up, and I never used it. And here am I, thousands of miles away from where I grew up, and I still crave ginger. It's funny, isn't it? Anyhow, so what I'm gonna do with these, I'm gonna roughly chop these, and I'm gonna stick them into a device. You can put in a food processor. You could also, another way to do this, I'll show you, get out the grater, and this also works well. Just give it a rough grate like that. Helps to do it into a bowl when you do it, but I just want to show you that, you see that works just as well, right? What you want to do is maximize the amount of surface area that you have available from the ginger, because the greater the surface area, the more that syrup would be infused with that ginger flavor. So I'm going to now stick this into the food processor, and that way we should be able to get our ginger all crushed up and ready for the syrup. Let's put this on top. It's a mini food processor attachment. Sometimes it helps to actually have a mini food processor. As you can see, look, it's chopped it up a lot finer. I'm also going to give it another blast on the brawn here, get a little finer, and then I'll do the rest. So you should be looking for fairly finely grated like that. The whole kitchen now is infused with ginger like there's no tomorrow. It's a wonderful smell, lovely fresh smell. I'm just going to put this in the bowl here. It's funny how the finger is an adequate proxy for a spatula sometimes, isn't it? That's fantastic. All the ginger is grated. That's going to give us a big gingery flavor. And the nice thing about this guy, this goes directly in the dishwasher. Makes cleanup easy. Let's move on to getting the syrup ready. As you can see here now, our syrup is reduced slightly and it is boiling, and it is taking on a slightly more viscous texture. Obviously this would become more viscous as the temperature is down, but this is where the magic happens. Let's get that ginger that we have now chopped up, and because you don't want to cook it, but you want to extract out the flavor of it, let's turn this down and let's empty this all out. I'm going for a super gingery flavor. Some people may want to use half that amount, but let's just go all in. And one of the things that it does is that with the syrup, it starts to take on all of the flavor of the ginger as the ginger gives of itself when it's steeping in this syrup. So think of it like a tea bag, like tea actually, that is infusing the syrup. So what I'm going to do at this point is you have choices. You could, I like to just put on the lid, put it on the back of the stove, and I love to leave it there overnight, so that way you get the maximum flavor. And but you know, you get a lot of ginger flavor because it's so finely chopped. We've maximized the surface area of the ginger, so that's going to come to a ginger syrup pretty quickly. So our ginger has been steeping for 5-6 hours. Let's see what it looks like. See, it looks kind of like a soup. It's a syrup with lots of little flecks of ginger in there. So this is where we get to the next stage here. So once we've taken the steeped ginger off the stove, the syrup is now almost done. What do we need to do? We need to strain it. So I'm just going to put it over a bowl, and I'm going to just drain it. And you can see all that gingery goodness in that syrup. That syrup below, and I'll show you shortly, is that lovely hue of the ginger itself. Get that all out. Take this, I never knew the name for this, but it's really handy as a muddler. But it's also handy to take whatever you have in a strainer and press it out. So I'm going to just raise this up just so you can see how much is still coming out of here. And you want to get all of that gingery goodness into that syrup. I'm going to put this ginger syrup into a pitcher so that way we can sample it as a soda. And as I said before, let's give a lemonade a go. Of course, you have to taste the syrup. You don't want it too gingery. Oh, that's got a lovely ginger bite. And it's lovely. And it's not too sweet, which is right where my palate is. Again, this was inspired by my love of ginger ale, but also I was always looking for something that occupied that space between a ginger ale and a ginger beer with less sugar, and this really fits the bill. So let's now take this and put this into a jug, because one of the nice things about this is that I could put this in another bottle, and because of the sugar content in this, this could keep for easily a month in the fridge. And you know what's really lovely for too, other than a ginger soda? If you want to make a dark and stormy, which is rum and ginger ale or ginger beer, this makes an even better dark and stormy. All right, let's go and make a few non-alcoholic ginger sodas. Do you think I have enough ice here? Anyhow, let's put that in. So we have our glasses. Let's give about, say about 1/4 a pour of the ginger. Up to about there. You really don't need too much. It's really strongly flavored. Up to about there. Beautiful. And because I have a soda stream, let's wait for the gas. And while I don't have a fancy stir stick, that's what keeping chopsticks are all about. Doubles beautifully. You can pre-mix this before you add ice, and just pour it over just as good. Let's see what this tastes like. I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty good. That's pretty refreshing. Come on, Wendell, give it a taste. Tell me what you think of that.
Cheers.
Cheers. Nice and refreshing. All right, before we go, I want to show you another variation on this. Ice again. Lemon. Just cut your lemon in half. Nice and fresh. Got your handy squeezer. Let's give it a blast of lemon. Again. Syrup, because it's sweet already. And that should cut the acid of the lemon there. Again, soda stream, soda water. I'm just going to go a little bit first, give it a stir. Top it off. Now go really nice in there, a bit of mint. I have mint in the fridge. Let's get a couple leaves of mint. Let's express them over. Get that all nicely in there. Get that nice and crushed. That way we could release some of the oils. I'm going to give this a taste. Oh, that is summer in a glass. But also a wonderful alternative to alcoholic drink. So, using some simple principles here, just starting with ginger and sugar, you could have any variety of drinks here. You could add lime juice to this. You could add a bit of green tea to this. And you can make a green tea, ginger, and lemon soda with a hint of mint. There's lots of options here. One of my favorite ones to make is with lime and lime leaf, cafe lime leaf. It brings a wonderful flavor that really pairs well with Thai food. So using the principles of just simple syrup and a flavoring, you could make any number of fresh syrups and cordials and have it ready with some soda water. And you could adjust how much sugar you want in there. Wendell, there wasn't too much sugar in this, was there?
No.
Right? And you know, because again, anytime you drink a pop, you get that coating of the sugar on your palate, and it just is that syrupiness. You don't get that with this. And that's the difference, you know. Put a little bit of effort into it. You can see here, we have lots left over. So you could, that there, if you were to think about a premium ginger syrup and soda and whatnot, for the cost of just a ginger and a couple of cups of sugar, you've created magic. And you've created a new experience and something that's fresher, somewhat healthier if you do crave a soda, and honestly, just so much anything better than what you get at the grocery store. So please go out there, give it a go. Let me know what kind of sodas you've tried. Cheers, mate. Thanks again for watching, and thanks again for being on the other side of the screen. If you like what you're seeing, hit the like button and please subscribe. And in the meantime, keep experimenting, and you never know what's out there when you go out there and taste the world. Delicious. Refreshing. Nom. Lovely. That's really good. The odd thing about this one, this is one of the original bronze setups here. This, I hate to admit, most probably be about 35 years old. My word, I think I got that when I was still in university in the 80s.